All right, we are live.
Where are you at, Adrian?
I am at the airport. I'm at the Honolulu airport right now.
You at the Honolulu airport, and guess
I'm
what?
at-
We got our guest on. Duke, can you hear us?
Yep.
All right. So let's get the show on the road. First of all, we got Duke from HIPacific Property Management, and today we're going to be answering a couple of questions. You know, what do we need to know about eviction moratoriums? What's some top tips if you're thinking about buying an investment property, and what should be the questions that you should be asking your property management company to make sure that they're a good one? So maybe we'll hit all those three. Duke, how long you been doing this property management?
Close to 20 years now.
20 years.
I was a young man when we started.
Yep. And you are what we call experts we trust, specifically in property management. And would you say, Duke, is property management, is this your one thing? This is what you do?
This is all we do. We don't do sales. Our company concentrates on property management. That's all we do. Manage single family condo, townhomes. We have some commercial leases that we monitor and take care of, but our main focus, residential real estate.
And you know, let's talk on that a little bit. And Adrian, you can jump in with some questions too. And maybe the next one, you come with the next question. Why is it important as a realtor to be focused just on property management? Well,
you know, real estate has so many avenues that you can source for income. The problem is some realtors try to do it all. They try to do a little property management. They try to do a little sales. And in the meantime, what happens is your focus is not on one thing. So you always hear the term jack of all trades. It's not good to be the jack of all trades when you're up against people who only do sales and people who only do property management. So if you're a seller or a buyer's agent, or you're just a person looking for an agent, would you look at somebody's resume and say that they have 900 properties that they manage? And then this guy says, oh, I have 60 properties that I manage and I do $5 million in real estate sales at the same time. So if you're a consumer, you're going to go with the person who's, like we always use, your doctor, your surgeon. Would you want a heart surgeon who did dentistry on the side? Or would you want a heart surgeon who only does heart surgery? It's very, very simple. And the consumer will dictate who's an expert in the field.
So Duke, I've got a question. This is kind of a hot topic, you know, with the eviction moratorium.
Yeah.
How is that affecting our the investors here in Hawaii?
Okay, so every day I get an email or a call from at least one realtor. Today it is 11:40, and I had three realtors, 2 emails, 1 call saying, what is the direct, concise, edited version for a realtor? Can we give a 45-day notice to our tenants when we're selling our units? It's very, very simple. The 127 Governor's Proclamation 127-A-30 is very clear. It states that on a periodic lease, you cannot give a 45-day notice. And on a non-periodic lease, if they're out of their lease period and on a month-to-month, or just, you know, you haven't given them a set term in the lease that's been agreed upon, you can give a 45-day notice to take possession of the property. Okay. Other than that, the governor's moratorium addresses owners who have direct family members or themselves moving back into the units.
And Attilio, we cannot hear you if you're talking.
Yeah, you're on mute.
Oh, man, I had some good information. I just shared like the meaning of life with you guys while I was on mute. What I was saying is that the eviction moratorium, this is something we've never seen before. Correct me if I'm wrong. This is coming from the pandemic. So
this is Governor Ige. He's made 30 changes up until this point, and he keeps extending it. Every time he extends it, you'll see 127-35-A, 127-36-A. You can pull these up on the internet. It's really, really simple.
Yeah.
This one is addressed in the body of 127-30-A.
Gotcha.
Is there any like indication that this eviction moratorium is going to be over soon? What are you hearing?
Well, right now he's extended the moratorium till June 14th or 15th, and states other than Hawaii are already fighting this in the Supreme Court. So Illinois was the first one to overturn this as a state. So Chicago was one of the biggest battlegrounds for the eviction moratorium federally. So the federal eviction moratorium is being brought down in the state of Illinois. So I printed that for our realtors and our realtor board to look at, but it's the state government and legislatures that have to overturn that and back that. So now that the governor's not backing that and he's saying that he wants to stay with the moratorium, there's not much we can do about it. But we already have litigated proof that other states are starting to drop this because the courts are backed up, the owners are mad, the tenants are owing thousands and thousands of dollars in back rent. How are they going to pay that? There's no reasonable way to get out of this without evicting the tenant.
Mm-hmm.
So what is your tip, Duke, if somebody is in this situation? What's your number one piece of advice?
What we've done is right when we're going about 3 months behind, we let the tenant know that they have the option to be released out of the lease. They walk away from this, we hold the security deposit, and they walk away debt-free. They don't owe us anything. They don't owe the owner anything. They walk away debt-free. Now, to somebody who owes $10,000 in back rent who has no clue how they're going to pay that back, that's a lifeboat. It really is. And we had almost 30 tenants that were really in bad shape. 20 of those tenants walked away. Most of them moved back to the mainland, moved off island. And that's, you're walking away from 10,000 or more back rent that we're going to put on you and try to collect. So once a property management company does not receive its rent, the only recourse for us is to go to court and get a settlement. Okay? Once we get the settlement, we put you in collections. Once you're in collections, until you pay that collection company off, you are getting a bad rating on your credit and on your eviction status. There's a rental hotline nationwide that we tap into that says, you're a bad tenant, you're a bad risk. You're not going to be able to rent another place. So it's not worth it. We've forgiven probably $100,000 in rent already with these tenants.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I want to show recommend is a website that's pretty much got everything on it, the proclamations, the what's coming up as far as the cases, the reopening strategy. The latest proclamations are all here, and it's real simple. All you got to do is go to oneoahu.org. Let's see here. Property manager. You want an expert property manager. If I'm interviewing somebody to be my property manager of my property, what would be like three things I need to ask about or focus on?
Do they guarantee their work? First of all, the most important thing. Everybody can do property management, really. A monkey can. But that doesn't mean that they're going to do it well, and that doesn't mean they know what they're doing. Okay? Experience is really important. So are they going to guarantee their work? Right? Do they have vendors that they've worked with in the past that are going to be trustworthy, liable? Are they insured? Are they bonded? All these questions people ask me every day. And the third thing is, what kind of staff do you have to back up your property management company? Because I just picked up 2 clients from another property management company and they're totally separate. They just left on their own, called us, and they said that they both said this, when they call their property manager, they never talk to the same person twice. They worry about that. And they have to retell the story every time about why they're calling. And that's if they answer the phone. So, they have no idea what's going on with their property. They have nobody to talk to. And in the beginning, it was very much a lot of fanfare about and attention spent to them because they wanted to come on board.
Yeah.
It's sales. Sales runs business. But to me, customer service runs sales.
Yeah.
You can be the best sales machine possible, but if your back house staff and your customer service staff can't uphold that, you're going to be in trouble. You're going to be out of business.
Yeah, you got to follow through and execute on what you're selling them on. So, recapping what you just said, do they guarantee their work? Do you have a pool of trusted vendors that you can go out to help fix things and replace things and renovate things? And then do you have support staff? And if you call in the morning and you talk to Jerry, are you talking to Lonnie in the afternoon because Jerry's gone?
Right. That's
No,
a big deal.
I think that really plays in well to what you teach your entire team, which is to answer your phone.
Yeah.
And let's talk about that communication guarantee that you guys have, Duke. That's super
Okay,
important.
so the 3 guarantees that we do in writing up front one is the biggest one to me, is communication guarantee. You can always count on us to answer the phone. You have our office number. My picture and my cell phone number is in all of our contract folders. The property manager that you deal with on a daily basis they give you their card. I mean, I get calls from owners all the time. Hey, I can't reach so-and-so. And then I call them up. Oh, we're in an owner meet or we're on an inspection. And I said, she'll call you right back. So don't worry. And it's fine if you pick up the phone. It's when you don't pick up the phone, that's when it matters. But to us, I tell you right out that if I don't call you back within 1 hour, then something's wrong.
Yeah.
Then I'm probably in a hospital somewhere or something. But we call you back. We make it a point. It's important to me.
Yeah. So communication, we got that communication guarantee. I think that's a big one. Just the fact that you guys answer their phones or call people right away. What are you finding is, it's going to probably be the opposite of everything we just said, but you do, have clients that come to you from other property management companies. What do you find that why are they moving? What are they not happy about?
The one thing is updates. The first thing is not being able to reach anybody when they need to. The second thing is updates. They're not updated on anything that's going on in their property. Some of them don't even know that they have a new tenant or the unit is vacant. They were never told that. They were never given the option, because we call you about 30 days out. We're like, hey, Mr. Owner, your lease is coming up. Do we have your permission to raise the rent? Do you want to sell the unit? Do you guys want to take possession of the unit? And most of the time they say, yeah, keep it going. Good, thanks, great, happy with it. Talk to you later. It's really simple.
Yeah. Couple things I want to remind of our people out there that are checking this out. You guys have excellent reviews. Talk about your guys' reviews. How many reviews do you have? Do you know?
I think between Yelp and Google reviews, we're probably a little over 200. 200.
And just like any business, you're going to have a couple crazies in there. If there wasn't any couple crazies, I would suspect the reviews if it was all 5.0, right? Because life is not perfect. Life is not perfect.
I tell the owners, I say, have you noticed our 1-star reviews? And they laugh. They're like, yeah, they're all tenants. And the tenant never wants to be held liable for damage. And I got to tell you that we try to be as fair with them and patient with them. And we give them our lease is 21 pages. We give them the wear and tear addendum up front. We tell them what the move out and vacating instructions is up front when they sign the lease. We tell them what they can and cannot do with the unit. There's rarely any questions that a tenant will ask us up front that's not addressed in our 17-page addendum. We have an as-is addendum. We have a bed bug addendum. We have a Megan's Law addendum. We have all the addendums in there. The paint addendum is in there. Everything's in there. And so I think that some tenants, in order to speed through this, well, because it's on DocuSign, just run and click, run and click, run and click. And they're not reading the addendum. Because we tell them at the end, you're supposed to use a professional company. You're supposed to get professional carpet cleaning. If you're a pet owner, you have to have pet treatment. These are all, the pet addendum, that's in there too. They're all in the lease.
Yeah.
So we're on the tenant. We're on the tenant topic. Maybe you could also share a little bit about the Hawaii Tenant Landlord Code and why is that so important for, as a professional property manager, to really know that code in and out?
Well, that's 29 pages, and it hasn't changed in about 4 years, maybe. And what it does is addresses disputes in the past that tenants have had with their landlords. This is not a landlord-tenant dispute. It's a tenant-landlord dispute. And so I find that we address all this stuff up front, and the tenants just don't agree. You know, we give them a property condition form, and I will tell you that 99% of all disputes originate at the property condition form. So in the last 6 owners that we've taken over from other property managers, 6 out of 6 do not have a current property condition form. And this is with tenants in them. So this is very alarming to me. So the property condition form states what kind of condition the property is in. You have 2 opinions in that spot. You have the tenant's opinion and you have the property manager's opinion. So without that, I don't see how you can check a tenant out. How would you check the tenant out if you're not addressing the condition you're checking them in at? I just don't get it.
Let's say you're asking for trouble.
You are, you have no say in the move-out condition in court if you don't have the move-in property condition form. Yeah. So this is in the Hawaii Tenant Landlord Code. It addresses property condition form.
Yeah. And what's important to remember, who is favored in Hawaii, owners or tenants?
Well, I can't say that any party is favored, but yeah. If you were to just type in this question on the internet, Hawaii would be labeled as a tenant-friendly state.
Tenant-friendly.
Right. So yeah, I have been to court 7 times in 10 years, all over a move-out and security deposit. I can honestly say in the 7 times we've been to court, we have not one time, got the whole asking amount that we thought we were due. And this is with pictures, with property condition form, most of the time with video move-ins, with so much proof. And I will tell you, out of those 7 times, 5 times they involve carpet.
5 times. Get rid of the carpet. Put rubber. Just rubber.
No carpet.
Like
don't do
carpet.
it.
People just assume that you don't know what you're doing in the property management side or the owner side, and just tell you that the carpet is not what you put in for rental property.
Not unless you want to, be fighting about deposits and having to replace them and maintain them and everything else. I want to talk about your guys's the website. What are some helpful things? It looks like you got property analysis, management services. You've got COVID stuff up here. What is this? You got something, expertise. What is that? That you got like some kind of logo or something down here? Expertise.
We got a national recognition for having an expert rating in our field. So we also just won the KITV's top property management company. That was just told to me yesterday. That was great. We've been featured in Top Agent magazine and some other spots right there. But our website if you look at our front page, the most important thing, because tenants are always looking for available rentals. The second tab over, available rentals. We will show you all of the properties. We'll also go to they'll be able to apply right now for that property. They'll have contact info for the property manager managing that property, where with the feeder sites like Zillow, Rentals, and HotPads and Apartments.com, they only show my or office number. And that's why it's hard to get in touch with the property manager if you call one of the feeder site numbers. But if you come on our website, they'll show you who to talk to. Just hit view details. And if it's not on our website, it's already been rented. Where a lot of the feeder sites like Craigslist, Apartments.com, HRN, and they feed off the MLS feeds. Sometimes it'll go 7 to 10 days without updating.
I'm saying you guys got like 22 of these things, but and you show the map with the location. You got pictures. You got videos.
Let's talk about the pictures. Let's talk about the pictures and the videos, because that is something that is unique for the rental properties that Duke and his team do.
So
share with us.
Marketing is so important. And with our feeder sites, we feed to about 200,000 eyeballs a day. That's a lot of people looking at rentals in Hawaii. They could be off island looking to move here. But we give you a video of the unit. We attach that to the marketing. We take 15 or 20 pictures inside and outside, and we put them all up. We use a professional photographer, and it's all done for free. We do not charge for marketing unless now Zillow Rentals is charging $10 a week. So if you want to go on Zillow, we advise it highly. But Zillow changed on January 15th that they're going to charge property management companies and property managers for advertising on rentals. So
wow, it's a good unit. So it's like you guys are showing the owner's unit and not having to worry about if it's wherever it's located, or if you get out there, the tenants can look. In fact, I know I've had tenants say this. They've come to us and say, hey, where else are you guys managing? Because we like you guys' management services. Even the tenants know the reputation of the level that you provide for the properties that you manage to tenants. It's a good experience for the.
I saw Mike Ablan, one of our property managers. He's on live right now with us, and he said, talk about the Servicemen's Relief Act. So I will tell you that 75% of our owners are military. The military, they bought something here, they got transferred off the island. So we deal with that a lot. I would say that 65% of all of our tenants are military. So you got military coming in, you got military going out. And everybody understands that. Military personnel have to sign an agreement with the military when they come in under the Servicemen's Civil Relief Act. Okay, if you look this up, it addresses what they have to do in the effect that they do get PCS, permanent change of station off island. And this happens a lot. It happens a lot with tenants, and it happens a lot with the owners. So it's very confusing, but our Hawaii Association of Realtors does address this on page 2, and it addresses the Servicemen's Relief Act on how the service personnel and what they're responsible for when they get orders from command. So we deal with that a lot. We are experts in it. There's not much you can teach me about that because we get this, 100 times a year, 100 times in, 100 times out. And we've made that a pillar of our business. We deal with the service people a lot, and we're happy about having them.
Yeah. Well, we like these to be right around the length of the TED Talk, about a little bit over 20 minutes. And any final thoughts or questions or anything else you want to share with our viewers out there in La La Land?
I'm going to just run down a quick list. It'll take me about 2 minutes. So lawn service should be paid for by the owner. Highly recommend it. Utilities do not include in your rent. Furnished, unfurnished, you should always lean on going on furnished for long term, furnished for short term. Okay, walkthroughs are a must for any property manager you hire. And any unit that doesn't have any parking is really, really tough to rent. It really drops your value. Carpet versus vinyl floor or hard floor, get rid of carpet. None of the tenants want it, and the judge doesn't like it. It's really terrible. Make sure that your tree lines are cut back when you move out of your house. I've had several problems with gutters, especially with all the rain we've been having. What happens is the gutter overflows, backs up on your roof. Your edge of the roof starts leaking, and then you get mold and wood rot starting underneath your eaves because your gutters are full with leaves. So just some hot points that we're dealing with right now with all this rain. We've had a ton of leaks, and if you can't get your property manager out there, get another property manager, because water is an owner's worst enemy.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, we have plenty of ways to reach me. You can reach us on the phone number below. You can email us at www.HIPacificPM.com. Thank you.
And then you can also listen to Duke every week when he calls in with his tip of the week.
Yeah.
To the radio
Well, I got
show. Yep.
And then I got my 3 tips here from Duke. What I translated to my humorous interpretation: get a mini parking garage, rubberize the entire inside of the unit, and then concrete the entire yard. No.
It would save you some money.
That one gonna stay rented forever. That bug is bulletproof rental. But no, you know what's the easiest way? If you didn't take notes and you didn't remember all of that, all you gotta do is call the number. And Duke, would you guys be happy to do like a rental analysis, do a property walkthrough?
For free, every day.
Easy. Why wouldn't you want to have an expert like Duke or his team come out and check out your rental?
I would also encourage all you realtors out there that are watching, call him for the rental analysis. If you're working with an investor, he is going to be super helpful. Yes. So give him a call.
The single family home average went up $100,000 in 1 year.
Yeah.
Actually, it's done it 2 years in a row now. It's pretty amazing what real estate's doing. And so your rental prices are going to go up. When the real estate prices go up, rental prices go up.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Thank you, everybody. So again, you can visit Duke and his team at HawaiiPacificPM.com. Give him a call. Look at that. He put his cell phone on there, 445-9223. 445-9223. And that's it. We're going to say aloha while we